Good morning, everyone. It's the 5th of July, 2023. And yesterday was 4th of July. Yes, Independence Day. Ooh, ooh. Oh. Door went up there. Oh. Good morning. Hi, Ben. The children are up. You did? Oh, is it wet? Nope. Well, good. Just cold. It's going to be a hot day. It's humid. It's hot. I'll tell you what. What a show last night, including here. It was amazing. I looked out there, everywhere. The booms and the fireworks were everywhere. Every corner you could think of, left and right and out of that street and out here and over there, and it was everywhere. And it was pretty big stuff that people were shooting off from their own, right? Yeah, private residence. And I'm looking out there going, oh my God, how much money is that blowing up into the sky? That was, people are doing well. I don't know how it was anywhere else, but, and then we had some here, and my daughter was just like me when I was her age with the children, just, okay, we want all fingers, not the four left, kind of thing, and just not, no, I can't, she could do without it, she does not need it. And so she stayed in the house, mainly with the dog. And we had one, so we thought, oh, well, this is flat enough down here, right? Yeah. And the dad of the house went down there, and it fell, and it shot everywhere. So that was it for my daughter. She grabbed the little one and ran into the house, and she's like, I've had it, I'm done, I'm just done. And I'm looking at her and going, oh my gosh, that was so me, right? Yes. He did a really good job, though. And then it was far enough away, nobody was going to get hurt or anything. But then we went out on the other side of the house, where there was concrete, and then it all was beautiful, and I went and got the little one out. My daughter's like, nope. And we were far enough away, and could enjoyed it. It's children, right? So you make the effort, right? Even though, but is this really needed? Interesting. But I thought, well, okay. At the farm, it's completely different. There's nothing for years and years now. Usually on the 4th of July, there's a candle burning for everyone that gave their lives, no matter who it was during that time. And moving on together somehow, right? Yes, okay. But you can't, there's nothing, you hear nothing there. It's so far away from everyone else. You can't hear any fireworks. You can't see any fireworks. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Except for what? The lightning bugs, the fireflies. All right. So, there. Another 4th of July passed. Yes. Yeah. I've talked about the melting pot of the U.S. before, and again, one has to remember that just common people We're all trying all around the world, aren't we? Yeah. What can we do about the leadership? So many places that decide what? Against who? For what purpose? Yes, got to stay strong as a people of the world that follow the guidance of God. Done. And keep trying. Yes, that's the best I know to say. So, I wanted to show you guys a couple of plants that I've been harvesting already. One of them is this one. Yeah, you guys recognize that? A whole handful. I got way more in there. This all came out of the garden I weeded of my other daughters. She had a whole bunch of this plantain. This is European plantain. The common plantain, right? These parts, psyllium husk, guys, that's where it comes from. It's much longer. Yes, you get way more off than just that. This is a bit more potent, though. Anyway, it works the same, though. And once they're dry, I just pull all these off. They come off really easy. These aren't quite super dry yet, so we're going to wait. But I already collected some here, and I have way more in there, and this is what it ends up like. See that? Just like that. Just little, all wispy, little, and there's seeds in there as well. Then I put them in the oven and just toast them a little tiny bit. Yes, yeah. Nice and dry. And that way also, if I want to, I can rub it really down and make it really fine. But even like this, I can just put it roasted to have a little bit of a nutty flavor. So, and I put this in bread, soup, as a spice. Does it have any? No, not really. You can put it in your cereal, in your yogurt. It's great for your inside. Plantain is a wonderful. Besides, this is for your colon. Right? Yes. Plantain's a great healing herb on the inside, not just the outside. It's more known, the leaves, for when you have blisters or on your feet, put it on. And it does speed up healing. It's true. So, that's something I'm collecting here right now. And there's much more coming up. It's just the beginning of July, which is great. This is the time you start to harvest and dry things and put them away, of course, to use as you go along, right? And then for winter time, yes. I just love it. And then this here, I taught my youngest granddaughter how to harvest from our plants that we have here, basil. Right? Pinch, don't pull. She's great at it, and she picked some last night. These are basil leaves. And basil is a great herb for your blood pressure, blood sugar, cholesterol. Yes, okay. And the best way, I think, to take it is if you just have a little cracker or something, put a few leaves on it, and if you want a little mayo or whatever you like, a little cream cheese or sour cream, put that on them. You can also just eat them like this. It's a very strong herb. And then, of course, you can put it in cooking, to snap. But oftentimes, one doesn't put half a little. You just put a little basil in things, not a whole lot, unless you love pesto, like I do too. But anyway, so great herb to keep your whole blood pressure system and everything, your sugar and all regulated. Right? And of course, it's always better to do things for prevention rather than, yes. But I have given this, or give the advice to go get some basil capsules, which you can now too, because no blood pressure medicine would work, and they had to figure out what to give her next, and she wasn't feeling well at all. So try this, and she did. So the next time she said, "Hey, this stuff actually works." Right? Did she continue on this? Probably not. As soon as they have another medicine that she can get on, she probably did. Right? I'm just saying, but here it is. God's good stuff. Anyway, basil's not that hard to grow, and it grows in a small pot even quite well. Yes. Even indoors if you have some good lighting. Yes? Okay. So, a couple of things here. Okay. Still watching alone. Now they're in Patagonia. Oh my gosh. What an adventure for these people. Yeah, to me, again, it's one of those to just get to know someone's psyche, right? And how true are you really when you're on this camera? Yeah, yes, yeah. But yeah, it's quite something to watch. One has to admire every one of those people, regardless, right? Yes, yeah. And would be nice to know. So what these people, some of the first, like the first 3 seasons, yeah, what are these people doing now? Have they really changed something in their life? What are they doing? What are they into now? That would be really interesting to know, and to see just one day in their life, or a week in their life, to see, okay, what is there now? What are you teaching from your experience to others now? Right? Yes. Or maybe not. Well, anyway, who knows? I'm going to be making a little fence around our garden today. I'm going to show it when we're done with it. I still want to show. Okay, I could show the stages right now, but I want it to be a little bit more lush, Yes. Now it's all, is it going to work? There's fruit on it. There's vegetables on it, and but they're still in a really small stage. So, are they gonna make it? That dirt's not that great. So, but we'll see. It's definitely, there's cucumbers, there's little granny pomegranate melons. We've got loofahs. They're up on the porch here now. We've got loofahs coming, and I saw one little tomato that is growing, and otherwise, what the heck's wrong with the tomato plants? Aren't they? There's some blooms, and I do this every year. Kind of jump the gun with, oh, it's not working, and then suddenly, right? Yeah. And the pepper plants are doing good. Don't have any blooms on there yet, and the basil is all doing great. So that's what we have so far. Okay, so let's get going here in Judges. So we're going to build a little fence around it. I want to do it all with sticks and notch it and teach my grandson how to do that. My daughter is interesting. I said, yeah, we're going to, she says, no, we're going to just go and buy one. And I'm going, no, we're not doing that. Let me show him how to do this, because it's going to look good. She's like, oh, okay. And immediately I thought again, I said, well, here you go. Right? It's so easy to just run to the store and get whatever you want or need, rather than, wow, we could make this into a really nice little project, right? Yes, that cost us nothing. I got a saw. There's sticks down there. And the dogs need to be kept out of it. All right. That today, start that today. Might take us 2 or 3 days, who knows. We're in Judges 5, the song of Deborah and Barak. They sang a song that day, Deborah and Barak, son of Abinoam, and the words were, ugh, dear me, look at a war song. Ugh, my God, it's so long, too. Okay, all right, Danielle, I don't know. That the warriors in Israel unbound their hair, that the people came forward with a will, bless Yahweh. Listen, you kings, give ear, you princes, from me comes a song for Yahweh. I shall glorify Yahweh, God of Israel. We need to remember this. Listen, you kings, give ear, you princes, because what did they end up doing as well, right? Yes? Okay. Yahweh, when you set out from Seir, when you marched from the field of Edom, The earth shook, the heavens pelted, the clouds pelted down water. The mountains melted before Yahweh of Sinai, before Yahweh God of Israel. That's one way how you bury guilt. All right, I'm not going to explain that. In the days of Shamgar, son of Anat, in the days of Jael, there were no more caravans. Those who went forth on their travels took their way along by paths. The villages in Israel were no more. They were no more. Until you arose, O Deborah, until you arose, mother of Israel. Wait a minute. Is that right? I should be happy. Here they are, glorifying whom? Okay, all right. They were choosing new gods when war was at the gates. Was there one shield, one spear to be found among the 40,000 men in Israel? That was it? Nah. My heart is with the leaders of Israel, with the people who came forward with a will, bless Yahweh. You who rode white donkeys and sit on saddle blankets as you ride, and you who go on foot, sing to the sound of the shepherds at the watering places. There they extol Yahweh's blessings, his saving acts for his villages in Israel. Then Yahweh's people march down to the gates. Awake, awake, Deborah. Awake, awake, declaim a song. Take heart to your feet, Barak. Capture your captures, son of Abinoam. Then Israel marched down to the gates like champions. Yahweh's people marched down to fight for him. The princes of Ephraim are in the valley behind you. Benjamin is in your ranks. Captains have come down from Machir, those who wield the commander's staff. From Zebulun, the princes of Issachar are with Deborah. Naphtali with Barak in the valley follows in hot pursuit. In the clans of Reuben there was much searching of heart. Why did you stay among the sheepfolds, listening for the whistle with the flocks? In the clans of Reuben there was much searching of heart. Oh, interesting part here. Gilead stayed on the other side of the Jordan, and why should Dan have stayed aboard ship? Asher remained beside the sea, peacefully living with his ports. Oh. Some chastising going on here. Zebulun is a people who have braved death. Naphtali too, on the high ground of the country. The kings came and they fought. How they fought, those kings of Canaan. At Tanakh, near the waters of Megiddo. But no booty of silver did they take. The stars fought from heaven. From their orbits they fought against Sisera. The torrent of Kishon swept them away. The torrent of old, the torrent of Kishon. March on, be strong, my soul. The horse's hoofs then hammer the ground. Galloping, galloping go his steeds. Curse Meras, said the angel of Yahweh. Curse, curse the people living there for not having come to Yahweh's help as warriors. Most blessed of women be Jael, the wife of Heber the Kenite. Of tent-dwelling women may she be most blessed. She's the one that killed the Sisera, right? He asked for water, she gave him milk. She offered him curds in a lordly dish. She reached her hand out to seize the peg, her right hand to seize the workman's mallet. She hammered Sisera, she crushed his head. She pierced his temple and shattered it. Between her feet he crumpled, he fell, he lay. At her feet he crumpled, he fell. Where he crumpled, there he fell, destroyed. At the window she leans and watches Sisera's mother through the lattice. Why is his chariot so long coming? Oh, interesting. At the window she leans and watches Sisera's mother through the lattice. Why is his chariot so long coming? Why so delayed? The hoofbeats from his chariot. The wisest of her ladies answers, and she to herself repeats, are they not collecting and sharing out the spoil? a girl, 2 girls for each warrior, a booty of colored and embroidered stuff for Sisera, 1 scarf, 2 embroidered scarves for me. Interesting. This is a song, okay, supposedly done by Israelites, or somebody came up with it, and on how the spoils were given out. It says here, well, how would they know how anybody else would give out the spoils except for how they do it? And here, of course, it's not going to happen because Sisera's dead. But they're, in a way, reminiscing here on how, or they're supposing on how that may have went when Sisera didn't show up at his home. So perish all your enemies, Yahweh, and let those who love you be like the sun when he emerges in all his strength. And the country had peace for 40 years. Okay. Oh, holy cannoli. Oh, no, that's it. Just a song in 5. Tells us a lot. Somehow, I couldn't help it, right? Somehow that reminds us of what? Any kind of war, and okay, the freedom that comes along with it, right? Yes, interesting. We read this one day after the 4th of July here in the USA, our Independence Day. And whose mothers were standing at the entrance to their teepees, maybe, or places they lived at, waiting for their warriors to come back, defending what? All right. But then that wasn't just a part of it. Independence here is mainly to get away from the yoke of whom? Right? Yes? Yeah. So far away on another continent there. So there it is. That's something one has to remember as well. The sad part about it afterwards is, why couldn't people just live peacefully next to each other? I don't know. And again, too, the accusations, yes, that the Israelites have going against some other tribes, that, well, didn't want, seemed like they stayed home. Didn't want to be a part of it all. All right. I think one thing to remember in this country is that because it's such a melting pot, yes, you have so many different people, that, again, the commoner, no matter who it was, this or that, right, fought for certain things, for everyone then, for the better of everyone, right? Yes? Okay. And that it isn't one particular people who did it all, or this or that, side by side. And many things are much better now in this country than they used to be, right, when it comes to the freedom of people. Yes? But everyone worked together on that. So to start to segregate again, separate again, disunite again, over what? Someone putting some type of flea in your ear? What did Deborah do, really, when it comes down to it? That prophetess. She'd put all kinds of fleas and flies and bees and hornets into what? Into other people's ears. Hearts, eyes, nose, I don't know, mouth. Was it the right thing to do? I should be proud of that woman in the Bible, but not. It wasn't good guidance. Not in my opinion, it wasn't. In Israel now, on the West Bank, I just saw a little blurb. I didn't go and further study it. What for? It's always the same thing. So for 2 days now, they managed to rubble whatever town there was. Wow, great job. And that's supposed to solve what? What is it supposed to solve? Nothing. And no doubt, right, within the Palestinians now, they're gonna regroup somewhere else, and we're gonna really love the Israelites there now, right? Yes, yeah, oh, they're just great. That's a wonderful thing that was done there. We love their God. Just saying. Do the politicians in Israel, the government there, have sons and daughters? Were they there doing what they did? Huh? Stick it to the Palestinians this time. Okay, well, they're terrorists. They are. I don't know. So you take care of terrorists by just destroying a town where there were women and children and no doubt babies and I don't know in it as well. Okay. Well, there's no civilians died. One Israeli and a few Palestinian soldiers died. Okay. The whole town was just destroyed. And now what? What's that solving? No. No idea. Someone tell me, please, what that just solved. Yes, interesting. Reading this. There, the Song of Victory. Of what? And what's all in that Song of Victory, though? Right? Accusations. Yes. I mentioned the mother of Sisera. Okay. And what were the Israelites doing with the spoils? 1 or 2 young women for each soldier or something. Just don't even think about that. Well, there it is. We have to move forward, right? Yes? It's like the whole world is just playing alone in a series of alone, where pick up the pieces, move on. Just all this stuff going on. Someone referred to the war in Ukraine and Russia's World War III. I'm going, do you even know what a world war is? I mean, am I the only one who sees the 2 leaders of these countries and haven't grown to manhood yet? They're using whole people to play what kind of a destructive game? Huh? I haven't grown to manhood. Neither of those presidents of Russia or the Ukraine. Really sad to see. And the suffering of all of their people, both sides. When they're done, then what? What are they going to do? Just keep this up until, what, one country just lays in complete ruin? Well, anyway, it will become a world war when other countries around the world with their armies say, okay, enough is enough. We're not just going to send our equipment there. We're going to go and just done, push back and put them back behind their lines where their country is and say, that's it, enough. Take care of your people there. What do you need to go and invade another country here? Done. Yes, okay. Then that will become a world war, right? And then it'll end. It always was like that. But nobody wants to do that. It shouldn't have to be done. It should just be done. They can't talk it out, finish it. I don't know. I said, men, grown men, adult men who never grew out of boyhood. That's what that is. That's not adult behavior in presidents. It just isn't. As the Israelites going to a woman, a prophetess, and getting guidance from her. What the heck is that? They're still boys too, latching on to her nipples, right? Like boys, like babies. And then do what? That was the solution? I don't think so. And then, what was her name? Jair. Again, a woman who uses the pretext of peace among the two families to kill a man. Well, okay. One can look at it however they want to. That was God's will. That was God's way. Was it? Really? Hey, I could be wrong. But then that's not my God. That's not the God I know. That's not the God who created this. An amazing healing herb for inside and out. Oh, created this. Another amazing healing herb. Yes. Besides, it has the most amazing smell. That's the God I know. And it's always been that way. And when I stepped away from that God that I know, which I have as well in the past, then things suddenly became acceptable. That became acceptable to the Israelites, always were. Anyway, so that's that. Oh, Father. Oh. That's it. That's all I have to say today. So, what's the role of the woman? I know there are a few people out there I'd like to give a good spanking to. Come to your senses when it comes to leading people out there, if that's what they want to do. As far as I know, nobody is forced anymore. They want to do that. Well, then do it right. So, as a woman, say, grow up. You look like a man, well then behave and act like one. Just going and claiming war on everyone, this and that, as I said, doggone game out there for them people. Start communicating, start talking, get the guidance from God. Read the New Testament. The Old Testament's not a good guidance for that. Read the New Testament, learn from Jesus. Yes, well, I've said this before. You want to take on such a great responsibility to lead a people, you got to stand in front of them, not behind them. And just, well, I guess I'm going to have some collateral damage in front of me. Again, who thinks like that? Huh? Anyway, so there it is. Oh, hey, that's what you do as a woman. Talk to. That's what you do. Why do you guys doing? Why did Deborah, who's supposedly, again, it doesn't say a whole lot about her, right? Neither the other one, except for, okay, what was the relationships among the people at that time? One gets a little inkling of that. What was in the head of that woman? Just like with women now, right, that I'm looking at, I said, how the heck could you think like this as a grown woman? Support certain things out there to say, you don't do that as a woman. You just don't. Done. Find other solutions. That's what we're made for, right? Yes? Well, anyway. So, I don't have more to say. I could, but it's just going to go into, again, flabbergasted over where is people's heart to mind, their conscience, when it comes to so many different things. Maybe everybody should just be sent alone somewhere for a while, right? Yes? Go find yourself. Go find God. Yes, the true God. Well, anyway. God's love and blessings always. May He protect you. I will. Talk to y'all another time.